Your environment matters. You can't heal in toxic space that made you sick. Hospital filled with mold. Where I worked at the Y, it was filled with mold. My eyes were so bad at the Y, tearing constantly and very dry and red. That's also where I started to bleed internally. That's why cancers come back. Your home is mold. Let's get you on the path to healing, rise thriving, so your golden years will shine bright. Forget to grab your free mold detox checklist in the pin. Let's get started. Thank you for your time. I know Nav is this moment, and I promise this will be one of the most videos you've seen in a while. Shorts take about a week to make, and full videos take about a month, why they've been slow to come. Thank you for your patience. I appreciate you waiting for this video. Welcome to this Deep with D. If you've been struggling with mysterious symptoms, chronic illness, or just feeling off and your doctor says you are fine, or if you have illnesses and you want to know the root cause, and you want to have the healthiest baby in the womb, video is for you. Today we're uncovering the dangers of mold and its impact on your body, leading to what I call leaky body syndrome. Are you feeling sick, tired, anxious, depressed, or suicidal, but doctors say you're fine? Your environment might be the root cause of 22 leaky body parts. Let's find out. Have you ever felt unexplained fatigue, brain fog, or digestive discomfort? What if these symptoms are your body's way of signaling that your environment is causing it to leak? If you're struggling with PTSD, CPTSD, anxiety, depression, or ongoing digestive issues like gas, bloating, and burping, mold exposure might be a hidden culprit. Mold toxins can damage various body systems, leading to what I call leaky body parts, from fatty liver and mold illness. Imagine your body has special walls that keep the good stuff in and the bad stuff out. But sometimes these walls get tiny holes, like a leaky bucket, and things slip through that shouldn't. This will make you feel tired, sick, or even give you tummy troubles, leading to inflammation, mental health issues, and other health concerns. Leaky gut was my first symptom as a child growing up on moldy military bases nearly 58 years ago. At just 5 years old, I discovered that not eating made me feel better, so I stopped. That pattern became an eating disorder that lasted for 50 years, but in a way, it may have saved my life. Fasting has a powerful way of healing the body. Leaky gut symptoms are reflux, bloating, gas, cramps, food sensitivity, aches and pains, diverticulitis, dysbiosis. Causes of leaky gut: chronic stress, de-stress with D to learn how to manage your stress, PTSD, CPTSD, sugar, alcohol, a poor diet, high in processed foods, anything you open with a can, pop a beer or a soda, that's going to harm your gut and your liver, toxin exposures in your environment, infections like COVID. Our leaky brain. Does the back of your neck hurt all the time? The blood-brain barrier protects our brain from harmful substances. When this barrier is compromised, it can result in neurological symptoms. Symptoms of our leaky brain: pain on the back of your neck, brain fog, which means you have so many blanks in your life. I have so many in my world. I don't remember my youth. I don't remember certain people. It's wild. Fatigue, memory issues, difficulty concentrating, ADHD, headaches, dizziness, fainting, anxiety, depression, dark and suicidal thoughts, anxiety. Causes of your leaky brain: chronic stress, chronic inflammation, infections, COVID, autoimmune responses, and environmental toxins like mold. Cerebrospinal fluid leak, a condition where the protective fluid around the brain and spinal cord leaks, leading to various symptoms. Symptoms of a CSF leak: headache, clear fluid drainage from the nose or ear, tinnitus, ringing ears, hearing loss, and balance problems. Causes of a cerebrospinal leak: head trauma. Have you suffered many concussions like me? Surgical complications, and spontaneous leaks. Leaky eyes happen when the tear drainage system becomes overwhelmed or blocked, leading to excessive tearing. Symptoms of a leaky eye: excessive tearing, watery eyes, redness and irritation, blurred vision, crusty and stickiness, swelling and puffiness, sensitivity to the light and sun. Causes of a leaky eye: mold exposure, air pollution and toxins, dry air and wind, bacterial or viral conjunctivitis, pink eye, fungal and mold toxicity. Leaky mouth, teeth, and gums. The symptoms are chronic bad breath, frequent cavities or tooth decay, gum inflammation, mouth ulcers or sores, sensitivity to hot and cold foods, bleeding gums, dry mouth, or excessive salivation. When you wake up in the morning, is your bedroom filled with dry, stale, stinky air that is coming from your mouth overnight? Leaky mouth, teeth, and gums. The causes are poor oral hygiene or a diet high in sugar, chronic inflammation from infections, microbiome imbalances, autoimmune conditions, heavy metal toxicity from dental fillings and root canals, nutrient deficiencies, and systemic inflammation. Leaky tongue symptoms are white coating on your tongue, red inflamed or swollen tongue, cracks or fissures on the surface, burning or tingling sensation, persistent bad breath, metallic or altered taste, dryness or excessive saliva production. Causes of leaky tongue: candida overgrowth, dysbiosis, chronic inflammation, and nutrient deficiencies. Causes of our leaky tongue: toxin exposure, poor digestion and liver detox, chronic stress, and high cortisol. Leaky nose symptoms: constant runny nose, postnasal drip, sneezing, congestion or sinus pressure, chronic sinus infections. Do you constantly have mucus running down the throat? I'm constantly having to spit. I'm choking with what's dripping down my throat. How about you? The causes of our leaky nose: mold exposure and airborne toxins, food sensitivities, especially dairy, histamine intolerance, gut imbalances leading to excessive mucus production. Leaky ear symptoms: frequent ear infections or fluid buildup, ear popping, pressure, pain, hearing issues or ringing in the ears, dizziness or balance problems. Causes of our leaky ear: chronic inflammation from mold and food intolerances, poor drainage due to sinus congestion, candida overgrowth or gut dysbiosis, and a weak immune system. Symptoms of our leaky lung: panic attacks, chronic cough or wheezing, shortness of breath or chest tightness, frequent respiratory infections, sensitivity to strong scents, perfume, cologne, deodorant, airborne irritants. Causes of our leaky lung: environmental toxins, mold and pollution, leaky gut causing systemic inflammation, smoking or exposure to secondhand smoke, asthma, COPD, or histamine overload. Leaky nipple symptoms: unexplained nipple discharge, tender, sore, or swollen breasts, skin irritation or itchiness around the nipples. Causes of our leaky nipples: hormonal imbalances, mold, heavy metal toxicity, high prolactin, estrogen dominance, affecting endocrine function, fibrocystic breast changes due to chronic inflammation. Leaky liver and the root cause of everything that we're dealing with. Whatever you're dealing with, you have a leaky liver. You also have a fatty liver. And to get better, we have to heal our liver. Our liver is the foundation of our youth, and that will help us heal our microbiome. And the only way we can do that is with nature. Why? Because we are nature. The symptoms of your leaky liver are chronic fatigue and brain fog, skin issues like acne, eczema, rashes, dry skin, moles, skin cancer, digestive discomfort and bloating, sensitivity to alcohol, caffeine, or medications. Causes of our leaky liver: mold and heavy metal toxicity, overburdened liver from processed foods and alcohol, inflammation leading to poor bile flow, chronic stress, and hormone imbalances. Symptoms of our leaky skin: dry lips, plantar's warts, eczema, psoriasis, moldy moles, chronic rashes, skin cancer, easily irritated or inflamed skin, acne, dryness or excessive oil production, slow wound healing, and bruising easily. Causes of our leaky skin: leaky gut leading to systemic inflammation, mold, chemicals or environmental toxins, deficiencies in zinc, vitamin D, and omega 3s, autoimmune conditions. Do you have very, very dry skin? I've had that since I was a child. Symptoms of our leaky joints: joint pain, stiffness or swelling, popping or cracking joints, reduced flexibility and mobility, chronic inflammation in knees, hips, or hands. Causes of our leaky joints: mold and environmental toxins triggering inflammation, gut dysbiosis and food sensitivities, gluten, dairy, and nightshades, autoimmune reactions, rheumatoid arthritis, fungal arthritis, and lupus, poor collagen production, and nutrient deficiencies. Leaky muscle symptoms: persistent muscle soreness and stiffness, weakness or loss of muscle, muscle spasm, cramps, or twitching, chronic pain conditions like fibromyalgia. Mold, low levels of vitamin D are crucial if we don't want to get MS. I thought that was where I was headed if my muscles and system wasn't going to crash before then. It's crucial that we up our vitamin Ds. It's safe to take between 5 and 7,000 every day. You can even go higher if you're with MS. Google it. It's all out there. I also wanted to mention that when we have leaky muscle, one of my worry was that I was going to die in my sleep. And I believe that's why so many of us do when we're young, before our time, because our throats choke up. Our muscles are all seizing, right? And when we're asleep and our breathing, and I don't know, I have a lot of nightmares and night terrors and stuff. So probably that's why I was having more of them, because I was in a really huge heightened cytokine storm when I was healing my body in a non-toxic mold environment. That's the other part of the equation with MS. You have to get out of your moldy environment. It'll just make it worse. I know that's hard because my clientele are those who are suffering the most and are homeless and suicidal and suffering financially, emotionally, and mentally. My dream is to create a space where people can come and heal in a moldy free space, so I'll have to build that from scratch. That's my dream I'm putting out into the universe. Another symptom of leaky muscle is severe mobility issues. I couldn't walk without falling down, take a shower, or get out of the tub. I couldn't open things right or type well. Muscle seizures, even in my throat. Causes of leaky muscle: a cytokine storm, mold toxicity, and systemic inflammation, nutrient deficiencies, magnesium, B vitamins, and amino acids, high cortisol levels due to chronic stress, PTSD, CPTSD, poor circulation, and lymphatic drainage. If you're like me and didn't realize you had PTSD and CPTSD until you're 50 years old, I had that all my life. And what it does to your body is it puts it in a chronic state of fight or flight. Until you understand what you're going through, you can't help yourself. And you have to manage your stress. De-stress with D, and I have many videos on my channel to help you manage your stress. Symptoms of your leaky colon. My stools were so loose, it was like peeing out your bum. Chronic bloating, gas, or cramps, food intolerances and unpredictable bowel movements, diarrhea, constipation, or alternating between both. I would have a solid stool first thing in the morning, and then the rest of the day it would be loose. Autoimmune gut conditions, Crohn's, IBS, and colitis. Causes of our leaky colon: mold exposure, weakening gut lining, processed foods and high sugar diet, chronic stress, and low stomach acid. Dysbiosis with bad bacteria overgrowth, SIBO. You look 6 months pregnant. I had this even when I was anorexic. Symptoms of our leaky kidney: swelling in your hands, feet, or face, protein or blood in urine, fatigue and brain fog, high blood pressure, and electrolyte imbalances. Causes of our leaky kidneys: mold and heavy metal toxicity, dehydration, poor mineral balance, high protein diet with compromised gut health, chronic infections, and inflammation. Be mindful of what we're drinking. I am a huge water girl. If you know me, I'm always drinking water. Make sure what you're drinking is something that you would give a tree to help it grow 100+ years. There's lots of healthy teas out there: kombucha, lemon with water, apple cider in your water. All of this will help support your healthy gut and microbiome and help detox your liver. Leaky bladder symptoms: frequent urgent need to urinate, painful urination or pelvic discomfort, chronic bladder infections, bladder sensitivity to certain foods and drinks. Leaky blood causes: mold toxicity, chronic inflammation, leaky gut causing immune overreaction, histamine intolerance, and mast cell activation, hormonal imbalances. Leaky blood vessels or capillary leak syndrome. Symptoms include easy bruising and poor circulation, swelling in legs or extremities, chronic headaches and dizziness, increased risk of cardiovascular issues. Causes of our leaky blood vessels, chronic inflammation and oxidative stress, heavy metal exposure, high blood sugar damaging blood vessels, autoimmune conditions. Symptoms of your leaky uterus, painful, heavy, or irregular periods. My menstrual cycles were so bad and so painful, and they started early, but they were only about 2 days, and the flow was just heavy, 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 and so painful. I couldn't do anything when I had my cycle, which is why in my 40s, I had an ablation back then, 20 years ago, almost. It was an experimental procedure, but that saved everything, and I never had another menstrual cycle after I was 40. Other symptoms are infertility or recurrent miscarriages. I've had so many. Chronic pelvic pain or endometriosis. I had that. Hormonal imbalances, estrogen dominance. Causes of your leaky uterus. Mold, endocrine disrupting toxin, leaky gut contributing to chronic inflammation, histamine intolerance worsening menstrual symptoms, autoimmune conditions affecting reproductive health. Leaky pelvis symptoms include pelvic pain, pressure or discomfort, urinary incontinence or frequent UTIs, painful intercourse, I had that, or lower back pain, constant, I had that forever, digestive issues, bloating, and constipation. Causes of our leaky pelvis, chronic inflammation from gut toxicity, weak pelvic floor muscles due to stress or trauma, poor lymphatic drainage and blood flow, hormonal imbalances affecting connective tissue. Have you ever been raped? This would cause a huge trauma to our pelvic floor muscles. Sadly, that was a running theme in my life as a naive, trusting, loving soul. Symptoms of our leaky pancreas, blood sugar imbalances, unexplained weight loss or gain, chronic bloating and indigestion, fatty stools, pale, floating, foul smelling, frequent nausea or vomiting, low energy, and brain fog. Leaky pancreas causes include chronic stress and inflammation, poor diet high in processed foods and sugar, pancreatitis, microbiome imbalance affecting pancreatic enzymes, toxin exposure, mold, pesticides, and heavy metals, and insulin resistance from excessive carb and sugar intake. Leaky gallbladder symptoms, upper right abdominal pain, especially after eating fatty foods, bloating and indigestion, nausea, especially after a high-fat meal, light-colored stools, sign of poor bile flow, fatigue and sluggish metabolism, hormonal imbalances. Are you eating everything right but still unable to lose weight? It could be connected to your gallbladder. Bile is needed for detoxing excessive hormones. Causes of our leaky gallbladder, poor bile production due to liver dysfunction, fatty liver, high fat, low fiber diet leading to sluggish bile flow, gut dysbiosis, you look 6 months pregnant, affecting bile metabolism, gallstones or bile sludge, chronic stress impacting digestive function, estrogen dominance, hormonal imbalances affecting bile flow. Conditions and diagnosis linked to mold illness, hormonal and endocrine disruptions, menopause, adrenal fatigue, thyroid disorders, insulin resistance, and type 2 diabetes. Neurological and cognitive disorders, brain fog, memory issues, migraines and chronic headaches, MS, Parkinson's disease and neurodegeneration, seizures and epilepsy, mental health conditions suffered with lifelong depression, anxiety, panic attacks, dark and suicidal thoughts, and OCD. These thoughts were despite being a human that leads her life with love. I love all of you. I just might not like what some of you do. I send loving kindness out to the world multiple times a day, starting with me, because we're all suffering with something. We are. Conditions and diagnosis linked to mold illness, respiratory and sinus conditions, asthma and chronic bronchitis, chronic sinus infections and nasal polyps, allergic rhinitis, lung infections and fungal pneumonia, COPD. Autoimmune and chronic inflammatory diseases connected to mold, all the itis conditions, chronic fatigue syndrome, fibromyalgia, lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, psoriasis, and other autoimmune skin conditions. There's also something called fungal arthritis you should be mindful of. Digestive and gut disorders, leaky gut syndrome, and dysbiosis. Up until 5 years ago, doctors weren't even recognizing leaky gut as a thing. Diverticulitis, I'm finding the more people I talk about this, they too have diverticulitis. IBS, SIBO, Crohn's disease, and ulcerative colitis, celiac disease and non-celiac gluten sensitivity, and gastroparesis. Skin and connective tissue disorders, eczema, hives, chronic rashes, rosacea, and acne-like skin conditions, mast cell activation syndrome, hives, itching, histamine intolerance, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, hypermobility, joint pain, and fragile cardiovascular and circulatory issues connected with mold, POTS, dizziness, fast heart rate, fainting, hypertension, atrial fibrillation and heart palpitations, blood clotting disorders, stroke, DVT, pulmonary and kidney, liver, and detox issues related to mold. Leaky liver syndrome, poor detox, skin issues, hormone imbalances, kidney disease and kidney stones, gallbladder dysfunction, and gallstones. Cancers linked to mold exposure, leukemia, liver cancer, lung cancer, kidney cancer, bladder cancer, breast cancer, brain tumors, and glioblastoma. Leukemia and mold. Mold exposure, particularly from toxic molds like Aspergillus, Penicillium, and black mold, has been linked to an increased risk of leukemia. Mold related immune suppression, chronic inflammation, and oxidative stress can damage our blood cell production, increasing susceptibility to leukemia, especially in genetically vulnerable individuals. Mold toxicity in the womb, how mycotoxins affect fetal development. Mold produced mycotoxins can cross the placenta barrier, potentially affecting fetal development. Research indicates that mycotoxins can be transferred from mother to fetus during pregnancy. Preventive measures for expectant mothers. Dietary vigilance. Avoid foods prone to mold contamination, such as certain grains and nuts, to reduce ingestion of mycotoxins. I have no clue, as someone who doesn't enjoy meat, that nuts, my primary protein source, many of them have mold. Maintain a mold-free environment. Ensure living spaces are free from mold growth, controlling humidity levels, and promptly addressing water damage. Regular health consultations with your doctor or healthcare provider. Pregnant women should discuss potential environmental exposures to mitigate the risks. Healing strategies for all body parts, your microbiome, and non-alcoholic fatty liver. Be in a non-toxic healing space. Move yourself from mold, heavy metals, and environmental toxins. Don't use old air conditioners that leak. Prioritize clean air, HEPA filters, ventilation, avoiding synthetic fragrance. Use non-toxic personal care and cleaning products. All we use is vinegar and water for everything. Heal your microbiome, your gut microbiome, and your oral microbiome first. Coconut oil pulling in your mouth is heavenly for 10 to 20 minutes, and then you spit it out in the garbage. No drains or toilets. Consume fermented foods, kimchi, sauerkraut, kefir, and miso. I enjoy a nice, warm kimchi, green tea, lemon, and apple cider drink each morning, and it's wonderful to detox our liver. I've never drank coffee in my whole 58 years of living. I even worked at the Second Cup once. Eat prebiotic rich foods, onion, garlic, green bananas, resistant starch. The starch needs to be cooled before you eat them. I make a batch of nice roasted veggies and quinoa, and then I put it in the fridge, and I've got meals. I eat it for breakfast because I only have one meal a day, so I try to eat around 11 or 12, and then I'm done for the day. I'm trying to stop eating 8 hours before bed. Rotate probiotic sources. Different strains support different areas. If you're lost in healing your body, check out my Amazon store link in the description, and you'll find everything that I have been using the last 5 years. I've been doing red light the last 5 years. Remove inflammatory foods, gluten, processed dairy, refined sugar, and seed oils. Support your detox pathways. Drink plenty of filtered water with minerals. Use waters like activated charcoal, corella, or bentonite clay if mold is an issue. Check in the description below for my Amazon link to our store. You'll see everything that I have been using to heal my body holistically. Sweat daily, sauna, exercise, hot baths. Red will also help you sweat. Support bile flow. Bitters, dandelion, beets, artichoke. Dry brushing and lymphatic drainage techniques and massage. Use a massager daily on back and legs. Reduce overall inflammation. Omega-3 fatty acids, wild-caught fish, flax seeds, and nuts. Turmeric, ginger, and inflammatory herbs. Magnesium-rich foods, leafy green, almonds, and cacao. Adaptogens like ashwagandha, holy basil, and medicinal mushrooms. Repair and regenerate tissues. Bone broth and collagen to heal gut, joints, and skin. Vitamin C for tissue repair. Pumpkin seeds, citrus, peppers. Amino acids from quality protein sources. Red light and grounding. Barefoot walking on natural surfaces. Or you can get one on Amazon for our cold Canadian winters. Reset circadian rhythm and improve sleep. Wake and go to bed at the same time. And if you want to sleep a little longer, do it no more than 2 hours after your normal wake up time. In bed before 11 p.m., magic hour for our bodies to repair itself from 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. Sun exposure first thing in the morning. No blue light 1 to 2 hours before bed. Magnesium and glycine for relaxation. Nervous system stimulation. And use a red light in your pillow for 30 minutes on the back of your neck and spine. Support the nervous system and emotional healing. Trauma-informed healing like EMDR, somatic work, therapy, inner child healing. Reduce perfectionism and people-pleasing habits. These are all PTSD, CPTSD responses. Energy healing like Reiki, tapping, and red light. Spend time in nature and connect with safe, supportive people. No more dirty dogs. Practice gratitude, journaling, and visualization techniques. Surround yourself with those who fill your life with unconditional love. I can't say enough good things about fasting as a reset tool. I think that's why I'm still here, along with water and my loving nature, red light, massage. I could go on. I'm a holistic healer. I've been this way my whole life. The way you do it is you do short intermittent fasting windows for 12 to 20 hours daily. You can extend the fasting for 24 plus hours in a safe, controlled environment. I fasted for 3 weeks to begin healing my 21 leaky body parts. Listen to your body. Fasting works best when your environment is healing. When you do eat, be mindful to stop eating at least 3 hours before bed. I'm doing 8 hours before bed when possible. Consider baking soda to balance acidity during longer fasts. I did baking soda for 2 months. First thing in the morning, the protocol said 2 weeks, but I was feeling so great and I was getting stronger every day. It was probably combined with the fasting and being in a non-toxic moldy environment. Deep gratitude to you for making it this far, and you can begin healing your journey as well. I am deeply grateful to everyone I have met on this journey. You have led me to the finish line that no doctor could solve. If we crossed paths while I was drowning, I may have hurt you. Hurt people hurt people. From the bottom of my heart, I am deeply sorry. Alcohol, what I call devil juice, led me to say and do things that my true soul never would. I am grateful to all the YouTubers out there sharing this message, but I haven't seen a video quite like this before. I hope it helps you begin healing both your environment and your body. To those of you, thank you. You've supported a socially awkward, dyslexic, tech-challenged Buddhist who prefers silent retreats over screen time. I only got my first cell phone 3 years ago. I'm a shy soul with severe PTSD and CPTSD, shaped by my many past connections. We are all connected on this journey, just like nature, because we are nature. I send you grace, compassion, and empathy. Thank you for helping my channel grow and get monetized this past year and help this shy girl grow and heal. The only person who can take care of you is you, and you've got this. Connect in the pinned comment for a free mold detox checklist for home and body. We cannot get better if our environment has mold. Let's heal, rise, and thrive so our golden years will be bright. In loving kindness, Deanne Barry. How many leaky body parts do you have after watching this video? Please share below if not too shy. I welcome the connection. I too am a lurker, so I understand. I have been living with 21 out of 22 leaky body parts, and no doctor or test was able to uncover any of this. Has your doctor discussed mold illness and fatty liver as the root cause of your issues? Share in the comments and let me know if this was helpful for you and if you would like this information in an ebook to take to a doctor.